Well, hi, Facebook Live. My name is Lynda Webster, and I'm a franchise development manager in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm excited to be presenting on Facebook Live. So we're going to get going. I wanted to just come on for a second and say hi and introduce myself. So the webinar is going to take just a little under an hour. We will go through a lot of the questions that I'm sure you have. We already know the kind of questions you're going to ask even before you ask them, because we do this live so many times every week, but we want to make sure that you get your questions answered. So if you want to put any questions in, there's a little chat box. You can type in your questions and we will absolutely follow up with you tomorrow, whoever you're working with, your franchise development manager. Alrighty, so I'm going to pop off my Caribbean beach. Can you see the beach there? Oh, wish I was there. I'm going to pop off and then I'm going to come back on at the end. All righty. So hold on. I'm going to turn my camera off and we're going to get going. All righty. So we're going to start dreaming. All righty. So these are your franchise development managers for Dream Vacations. We've got some people on the call that are already in the process with people, so you should recognize some of these names. If not, and you're just listening to us on Facebook Live this afternoon, one of us will be assigned to you, so don't you worry. You absolutely will have one of us working with you. We love working with you through this process. It takes as long as it takes. You'll never feel pressure from us. We've all been around for, I don't even want to tell you how many years. We've all been in the industry probably 30 something years. So we've all either been in franchising or in some part of the travel industry. So anyway, we love what we do and we love going through this process with you. All righty. So first of all, the name. How great is the name, Dream Vacations? It says everything. It doesn't pigeonhole anyone into a cruise vacation or anything. There's no cruise in the name. So your customers aren't going to be confused at all. We sell all kinds of travel. We sell cruise, we sell land, all-inclusive resorts, Europe, safaris, any kind of travel that you can think of, to individuals and to groups, we sell. It's just really a high level of sales and customer service. All righty, so what we're going to talk about today. So the future in travel is bright. Why Dream Vacations? How we're invested in your success, and you're going to see the possibilities. All righty. So travel agents are in high demand. I mean, I think this is the best slide of all, because, you know, if you're starting to think about this, people are going to be asking you, you know, do people still use travel agents? And you need to know how to answer that. So you got to say, yes, we absolutely do. And believe me, we've done so much research on this. And what we know is, and I have a millennial, you know, and I know that they love to look online and, you know, research everything. But what we know from studying this is that they don't want to book. They want to get all that information. And then they want to call a travel advisor who knows what they're doing. And they want to say, well, I think this is what I want. And these are all the things I want to do. But what deal can you get me? That's really the way the conversation pretty much goes. So you need to tell people it doesn't cost any money to use you. You know, you get paid by the vendor, because I think a lot of people really do believe there's an extra charge to use a travel agent, and they're embarrassed to ask that question because that sounds embarrassing, right? They're not going to ask you, so you have to tell them. Anyway, so during COVID, thank goodness we're coming out of COVID now. But during that whole time when people at the beginning, you heard these horror stories of people on wait for like 10 hours waiting to get a hold of their travel advisor or getting through to, like, you know, the online retailers. Well, that's not the case when you have a travel agent that you know and you have a relationship with. You're not calling, you know, some online retailer and getting the next person on the phone, if you can even get through to them. And there was like 10-hour hold times and stuff. So I know that's in the past, and thank goodness it is. We're moving on. But this is more than ever where we know that travel agents and travel advisors are in such high demand. So you're coming into a good business at the right time. All right, so this is how we support our franchises. So listen, again, we're starting to now resume in-house, in-person training. It's starting in the fall. We're going to be doing a lot more of what we call our summits. We have our big national conference coming up on the Celebrity Epic in November. So we're getting back out in there and seeing each other, which we're so happy about. But in the meantime, we'll talk about training in a little bit. But basically right now we're doing 3 days of virtual live Zoom training when you get started. And we have a couple of classes each month, so you can always get in a class. We still keep those class sizes small. no more than about 30 people, because even though that you're looking at the little Brady Bunch squares here, we still want to get to know you. And so listen, we're very big on building community. That's a big thing in our company. And we want to have those relationships and network with each other and, share ideas. And so Zoom has really at least helped us stay in that mode where we get to see each other. I mean, I didn't even know really what Zoom was before this all started. And I think I'm on a Zoom call at least once a day. It's just the way of life now, but everybody knows how to do it. People feel connected to each other. And that's just what we're doing is, what we've had to do. All right, so this is Debbie Fiorino. She's our Chief Operating Officer. I always tell her she should be our Chief Inspiration Officer because she is so inspirational. But she always says you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. You've probably heard that before, but it's so true with our company. But you'll see, and listen, we want you to come to our Fort Lauderdale headquarters. So even if you don't come for initial training, we would love to have you come there. We're so proud of it. It's a beautiful building. We have our training center there. We have beautiful murals all over the wall. It looks like you're on vacation and on a ship, and there's all these sayings on the wall. This is one of them. But we just talk about we care more. And this is a big thing with our company and our culture too, that our customer is potential franchisees and our existing franchisees. That is our customer. And we spend every day trying to make your life easier and making sure that everything's running smoothly on your end. All right, so this is our culture. It's built on these three things: transparency, relationships, and franchise engagement. And we definitely encourage, if you're looking at us, to speak to our existing franchisee owners. We can definitely give you people to call. You can call anybody you want. We'll tell you how to look them up. But we have things like franchisee-led advisory councils, and we definitely know you by name. This isn't just a number to us. We definitely spend a lot of time getting to know you, and this leadership team that you're looking at the picture here, I'm telling you that they do know you by name. It's a little easier when we have you in person in the office for 5 days, but until, even though that's not happening, again, like I say, we're going to be doing so many things coming up, even this year still, where they're going to be in-house events as well as our conferences and stuff. And we just want to make sure that this is a good fit for both of us. We have a over 90% retention rate, which obviously if you're looking at any kind of franchise, that's what you want to look at to make sure people stay with the company. But we want to make sure that it's a fit for us, just like you're making it sure that we're a fit for you. It has to work both ways. And I do think that's why our retention rate is so high. And another thing I just always like to mention is we've partnered with Make-A-Wish since 2011, and we've raised enough money to grant 142 wishes so far to children with these critical illnesses. And I just love to say that because it's the right thing to do, and it's something that we can do because we are in the travel industry, and we get to make a lot of beautiful wishes come true. All righty. So I wanted to take a little second here to talk about the divisions. So World Travel Holdings up here is our parent company. There's 3 different divisions. So there's a own division, own brands division. There's a partner brands division. And then here we're the franchise division. So you've probably heard of a lot of these. If you just look here, obviously you've heard probably more on this side, but it doesn't mean that we own these companies, but we are the fulfillment center for these companies. So that means, like, if you're calling, let's just say Priceline, you are really getting someone from World Travel Holdings that's answering the phone and doing the fulfillment. But that does not mean, so hear me when I say this, that does not mean if someone calls Priceline, let's just say again, that doesn't mean you get those calls. So I'm not saying that. But the only reason we even bring up this on the slide is to just have you understand what an industry powerhouse we really are, how huge we are. I used to be a director of national account sales at Carnival Cruise Lines for many years. And I used to call on World Travel Holdings when I first started over 30 years ago, and they were just starting. And so it's really been fun for me to kind of grow with them. But when they used to come to Carnival for their national, for their big meeting to talk about commissions and everything, we would look at the revenue from all of these companies on the screen here. So obviously nobody was even a close second. I mean, nobody matched World Travel Holdings. And that's why World Travel Holdings to this day continues to get the unbeatable buying power that we have. You know, the more money you produce, the more goodies you get is basically the answer, right? So that is why it's so important to know that we have all the revenue of all these companies. And it's important to also know that, for example, I know it sounds like I'm picking on Priceline, I'm not, but let's just say that we don't, the deals that Dream Vacations get is not the same deals that these other companies get. It just means that the revenue from all these companies. So I hope I made that clear, but that just shows you what a powerhouse you're coming into. It's just important to know that it's the biggest company out there, and there really is nobody that's even a close second. So that's, it's exciting to see that. And I'm very proud of that. All righty. So the marketplace advantage. So World Travel Holdings has the resources, like we just talked about, to purchase cruise cabins in bulk. So because we own these cabins, the prices, well, we can extend these to you on a competitive advantage. We can charge really whatever we want because we've already bought these outright. Now, just remember, anyone can do this, but there are no other companies that do this because it's very expensive to do this. We're a debt-free company, so we're in a very, very strong financial situation to be able to do these things. I'm going to just jump over here to this. We spend over $2 million. This is a big, big deal too. And I'm just trying to explain things that really are just that no other company does. We spend $2 million in exclusive goodies that we offer to your clients. So that means that you could offer your clients whatever the cruise line or tour company is offering. Plus, we might, let's say it's a cruise, we might have paid for exclusive or specialty dining. That's an extra charge usually, or a cabin upgrade or a spa certificate. So we go out and buy those. That's where that $2 million comes in. And that means you can say to your clients, yes, I can offer you whatever you get because you might be a past passenger of a vendor, or you might be getting this exclusive offer for traveling a certain amount of times with them, but you also can add whatever we have that we've bought. So this is what's great. That's usually what seals the deal because, people can get some deals, but they always want to get a deal, right? They want to get something really special. So by adding all these extra goodies, and I won't say it's on every single booking that we have, but it's on a definite big majority of them that you're going to get these extra goodies. And then we have 100% best price guarantee. So if somebody does see the same exact apples to apples price, and that you see it in writing, they can't just say it to you, but if you see it in writing, there's a procedure you fill out, a form and stuff, but we will always match that. I've been here over 10 years. I've never seen that happen yet, but never say never, you never know. And then one of my favorite things, which I'm going to show you about in a minute, is luxury villas. So one of those companies that we own under World Travel Holdings, again, this is what makes it so great that we do own these other companies, is called Villas of Distinction. And this is a company that has over 2,700 privately owned villas in 50 destinations worldwide. So when COVID first started, people wanted to still get away because they knew they had to social distance, but they wanted to maybe still go away. They could work from anywhere, right, with their laptop. So they wanted to go to some of these destinations where they could just stay with their family in their little bubble or their extended family and stay somewhere for, a week or two or longer. Well, so all these villas, we've always had that, not always, but we've had this company for a long time, but now it's exploded because even now when COVID's in our rearview mirror, this is something that people want to go and wait till you see. I have a little video I'm going to show you in a little bit and show you, but oh my gosh, this is definitely on everybody's bucket list. They want to go to one of these luxury villas. And then just to let you know that we have what's called national account status with all of our major vendors. And that just means because of our size, we have really individualized support. So if something does go amiss, we know who to call. We have contacts to, help us get you answers and get you situated if something does happen. And, we're not on hold for long and stuff. We've got a lot of clout with these companies. So we always want to just make sure that that we are always going to stand behind you. But as an independently owned and operated franchise, just know your customers are always going to be your customers and you will always maintain control of your business. All righty, so I'm not going to go through all these awards one by one, but I always say just take a look at these. These are all on our website. You should all be looking at our dreamvacations.com website, and you should be Googling World Travel Holdings. You're not going to see one bad thing that you don't like. You're never going to see a bad thing. I look at it every day and I never see a thing that's not good. But I always say, as large as we are and being the biggest seller of cruises in North America and how huge of a company we are. If we didn't win some of these awards, I would think there was something a little off, right? So the good news is we have won these awards and we continue to win awards, and it's just always never gets old, right? And so you should be very proud of that. We are. If we have any veterans on the phone, first of all, we love veterans at our company. Over 30% of our network is veterans. So thank you for your service. So if it's veterans or veteran families, please let whoever you're working with know. Veterans always get a 30% discount all year round. So we will talk about the pricing in a little bit, but always get 30% off. But if you're on the phone now, what's really exciting is every year for the past 10 years, we have had a contest called Operation Vetrepreneur. And what that is we award, well, so far we have awarded 51 free franchises. I might have been talking too fast. I said free franchises to deserving vets and in the community. So basically what you have to do is not that much, but we don't pick your name out of a hat either. You have to do a small business plan and a little 3-minute video on why you think you should win. And you have an interview with whoever your franchise development manager is. But like I say, we give away 5 every single year. So that is something that if you are interested in, please let us know. We still have another month or so, month and a half to be able to enter this contest. So if you're a vet and you're interested in doing this, absolutely let us know and we'll get you in that process. This is my other favorite. I keep telling you how many favorite things I have to tell you, and this is another one. So to know it is to sell it. So if you love travel, and listen, you should not be listening to this webinar and contacting us if you don't love travel, right? I mean, it's the best industry in the world. And you can absolutely travel at discounted rates. This gives you firsthand experience. It confirms you as the travel expert. It gives your clients it gives you more confidence. So you know what you're selling, obviously, but it also gives your clients, if they see you all over social media showing where you've been, it's not at all like a bragging thing. Like somebody said to me, I would not do that because it looks braggy. I wouldn't want to post all that. And I said, you need to really change your opinion of that because it's all obviously in the way you say it. But you want to be on there so that people say, wow, she really knows what she's talking about. Lynda's been to wherever I've been, all over the place. And boy, if I want to go on a river cruise, I know that Lynda's been on river cruises because I've seen her on Facebook on river cruises. So I want to call her. It just gives you credibility. And even during COVID, I mean, these people were posting, showing that even when things were opening up, they were still going around and they would post different things. Like she would post things like, this is how they're doing social distancing. This is what they're doing with room service. They leave it outside your door. They don't bring it in your door. They don't maybe do turn down service every night at a hotel. But these were so important for her clients to see, that she really knew what she was talking about. It gave her credibility. So FAM trips are all over the place as far as, and FAM stands for familiarization. You'll hear that term, FAM trips. But I've, in my 30 plus years, I've been on many a FAM trip. And let me tell you, I've seen the world on FAM trips. And I've gotten them literally for free. I've gotten them where I've paid taxes and gratuities. Just if it was a cruise, I've gone for $75 a day at all inclusive resorts. There just depends. The vendor can charge whatever they want. That's why it's sort of all over the place. But believe me, you will always have something that you can do at a discounted rate so that you can start to learn and feel confident in what you're selling. Alrighty, so you're going to earn commissions on all these things. So if you don't know, as a travel agent, you're paid a commission by the vendor or the travel supplier for selling their product. So this is a commission sales business, and your income is based on the number of transactions and the price points of what you sell, right? So the sky's the limit. I mean, it depends on what you're selling. Are you selling river cruises or are you selling contemporary 3-day Bahamas cruises? So we always say the business can meet you where you are, full or part-time. And that's important to note because there's no minimums. Some companies you have to do a certain amount or if you don't, you have to pay back a certain amount. We don't have that stipulation. We want you to work as much or as little as you want to make the money that you want. And just remember that our franchisees, sell again, everything, not just cruises. I know I've said that, but sometimes that's a lot of information. I want to make sure that you hear that, but you earn commissions on even travel insurance, which everybody buys now for sure. But all these little bubbles is all the things that a travel agent that has a brick and mortar would be doing. You know, you're doing it from your home office. You're going to get full reporting. There's a back office system I'm going to show you a little bit about, but it's a wonderful system that really is in detail about everything financially, as well as much as how much you book, you know, how to make all the bookings. We can set, by the way, we have 3 separate videos that ask your franchise development manager to send them to you if you want to see them. They're only about 10 minutes each, but we'll send them to you in a separate email. And that gives you a little glimpse into our back office award-winning system. So if you want to see that, please let us know. We don't send it to you automatically because sometimes people say, oh, I want to wait till I go to training. Some people want to see everything we can throw at them, you know. So instead of inundating you, we want to know if you want to see that. Listen, we're proud to send it to you. We just re-recorded these recently, and so they're very updated. So ask about those. Let's see. We pay you every single week. So when we get paid, you get direct deposited into your checking account once a week. It's the highest industry commission. So we'll give you an example. When you talk individually with us, we will go through what a typical sale is, what a typical commission is, how the 3% royalty works, you know, just so you'll see that crystal clear how to do that. We don't do that today because this is more of a high level overview today, but you know, we definitely want to go through that with you and make sure that, you know, you're very clear on all that stuff. All righty. So we invest over $4 million in you. So again, look at all these little bubbles, but basically all these things that you're looking at. I mean, I'm just going to some of these, like the national here, the one that's the TV. I mean, I think that this is so cool. We've been on Wheel of Fortune and Let's Make a Deal and the Today Show. So I mean, I don't know what those cost, but obviously a lot of money, right, to be on those shows. But we do know, and I remember seeing on our Facebook page when we first were on some of these TV shows, like Wheel of Fortune and stuff, how all the different agents were like, oh my gosh, I got so much excitement about this. And that my phone was ringing off the hook because they saw Dream Vacations on national TV. And, you know, we pay for all this stuff. This is all this $4 million that we spend on you. We have video library. We have over 200 videos that we have produced ourselves with a professional travel host. But I mean, they're not the same videos that every other vendor sends to every other travel agency. You know, ours are different, and ours always will have the Dream Vacation logo. I'm going to show you a little tiny video in a minute and you'll see what I'm talking about, but it just makes you more professional by having the little Dream Vacations logo on everything. It just makes you stand out. But all these different things you're seeing, I'm not going to go through all of them now, but so much of this we'll talk to you with on subsequent calls, but it's just basic, you know, we want to just kind of show you that we have a lot of turnkey, easy to use things. We're going to train you on social media. If you don't know much about it, you definitely need to, because that's just the way to get your brand out there and advertise for free. The reason I like to still show you this slide is just to remind you that social media is incredibly effective in the travel industry. People like to see experiences, and it's such a visual and experiential product that you sell. So they love seeing things like this. But we help you build your social media presence. It's free. We have a free posting program where we post things like this. So these are things that we've done in the last months, but like, let's say that this goes on Facebook. And then if somebody clicks on here, it automatically redirects them to your Dream Vacations website. So these are always going to be enticing things. Here's my favorite villas. Hang on till I show you that one. But anyway, these are just cool. Whenever some new place opened, we would blast it out there so people would know it was open. But anyway, this definitely increases your followers, and people love to watch travel things. We all do, right? Okay, so as I talked about, our financial strength and really our power in travel affords us the ability to pay for promotions on your behalf, really. So like, look at these. These are some of these things I was talking about. That's money that we put in. Nobody's doing that for us. You know, we're putting in these different discounts, or these are vacation credits, save up to 300. So these are things that we're paying for to add on to whatever the deal is. So again, this is just something that hopefully does seal the deal. And these are totally funded by headquarters. This is just a sample of one of our direct mail pieces. And so this is just showing you an oversized postcard. You know what I'm talking about with that. But this is just showing you that your client's name is going to be laser printed here. So this isn't little sticky label or something that can be pulled off accidentally, or we don't send them to your home for you to send out. We send these from your mailing list. With your permission, we send them directly to your clients. And your name and everything's going to be laser printed on there also. So they're very professional. You'll see as you go through the process, we send you out a packet in the mail once you fill out a non-binding application. And you'll see that in that little chat box. If you look in your chat box now, you can click on that or wait till we're done. But that's just a few questions, but that lets us know kind of a little bit more about you. But anyway, so these get sent directly to your clients. And we do over 40 direct mail pieces a year to all different places, not just cruises. Again, it's resorts, tours, all that stuff. And we have a way that we have different algorithms that can see where your clients have gone in the past. So you know what you might want to send them in the future. We can just do this based on their travel history and their demographics, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But this is just to let you know that we do have these beautiful programs. And that's why that's why you don't open up Lynda's Travel. That's why you go with Dream Vacations, because we've been around almost 30 years and we're established and we know what's going on. We know what to do that works. All righty. So this is another thing that I love. So this is what every Tuesday, once a week, we send out these electronic newsletters, they're called. So I'm going to go to my favorite villas right here. So it's going to have your name up here, your phone number, and it's going to have whatever it is that we're talking about that time. So just remember that, like, this came out right when COVID started because people weren't traveling outside of the United States. And so this was talking all about national parks and stuff, because that was a very popular thing. And it still is throughout the summer. You try to get into some of these places and it's hard to. This was talking about villas. This was talking about where we gave the $150 vacation credit. This is just a cute little one to get their attention, but just know that these go out every single week to your clients but they look like they're from you, but you're not sitting there doing it. We're doing that for you. But this definitely builds customer loyalty. We have set ones that are thank you ones. We have things talking about shore excursions, all these different things. These change every single week, but these are beautifully done and done for you. This is a really fun program called Take Me Away. And this we started during COVID when people couldn't go anywhere, but they still wanted to listen. People were going cuckoo, right? They wanted to get away and see destinations, even if it was virtual. So that's what this all started out to be, where it would take you away to some sort of a virtual place. And we promote these events via social media, email, websites. We do this about 2 weeks before the air date. And then this just all positions you as the travel agent to get all the business. So it's going to have a little, like if I went to register, this would come up and then I would fill out my name and everything. And just look up here where by registering for this event, they're going to be entered to win a Toomey backpack and passport case, $700 value. Well, listen, it's just a nice thing. Again, you don't pay for it. We do, but it helps people. People always want to sign up for something if they're getting something, right? But this has been such a great promotion, and we've done a few of these now and everybody loves them. So we're not stopping. Even though people are traveling themselves now, people still want to learn about different destinations and stuff. So you guys, once you come with us, you're going to receive a list of who registered as well as those who attended the event. So you can follow up with your customers. But I think that's a cool thing that I'm not sure, but I think we just sort of tried this to see, how it would be during the pandemic. And now that the pandemic is in our rearview mirror, we are still going to do it because it just was such a cool thing to do. Alrighty, so we have a lot of loyalty things going on. This is our cruise loyalty program, but what I wanted to just say quickly about this is something, the best part of this is that your clients don't have to do anything and you don't have to do anything. It's automatic, keyword. So as long as they've booked with you in the past, when they come to book with you, so if they booked, let's say, a cruise now with you, this part is only for cruises, they will automatically be enrolled in this program. So when they book with you again, the computer's already going to alert you that I've already booked with you and that you're going to get some money off in cruise perks up to $150. So listen, no matter how much money you have, you always want a deal. Is that not true? I can see y'all shaking your heads, but that's true. We all want a deal. So again, nobody else does this. It's just another one of things in your toolbox that you can use to make yourself stand apart. Okay, so our state-of-the-art technology. So again, you're going to see all these little bubbles. All this stuff is what you're going to get. So I will talk about some of these individually, but again, just sort of look at them and you can jot some notes down if you want to talk more to your franchise development manager about these things. But just know it's state-of-the-art technology. It's completely free. Once you buy your franchise, you're never paying a technology fee. Some companies have, whenever they update it, you get charged a little tick on that. We don't ever have that. It's web-based, so you can work from anywhere as long as you have internet access. We support operating on both Mac and Windows computers, so user-friendly. We totally focus on our technology. I mean, I don't know what company doesn't. You know, you have to. These things, every time we think we've got the coolest things out there, then we have an update from our IT department, and it's like we thought, well, how did we ever live without that? You know, so we're constantly having updates, and we have a franchisee-led technology committee. So that really is your voice and represents what the franchise owners want, really to help them be successful. So these things change, you know, sometimes we see they're at different order on the list, and then another thing comes that might be more important, and the other thing goes down a little bit or up. So this is constantly evolving, and this is the way it should be. And then our back office system does financial reporting. It does electronic quotes. It's a total reservation system that goes right into the reservations of the vendor so that you don't have to ever pick up the phone and call on a cruise. We have a system called Cruise Fare Watch that watches the fare in case it goes up or down and alerts you to that, so you can alert your clients. It's got a customer relationship manager. You might have heard the term CRM, customer relationship manager. That just means it keeps track of all the information on your clients. So you don't have to keep asking me, you know, what's your birthday? What's your passport number? You know, you ask me once, you put it in there, and then I have it stored. We have a 24/7 virtual office. It's our business center, and that's where you can access everything for your day-to-day operations. What else can I tell you? Let's see. Okay, so this is the website. So I want to encourage all of you to go on it your own when you have some time on dreamvacations.com, and you want to play around with the website, because this is going to be the same website you would have, except it's our corporate site. Your name would be up in the corner here, not on our corporate site. But all these little drop downs here, we want you to play around with this. You know, like I said, I've been here over 10 years. We used to, when I first started, we used to do individual demos for these webinars all the time on the websites, for example. And the reason we stopped doing that, and I think it's so important that we did, is because we want you to see what your experience, your client's experience is going to be. We want you to go on here and click these and see these little drop downs that'll come up. We want you to play around and click on these to see, well, this is what my experience is going to be, or my client's experience is going to be on my website. And we want you to see how easy it is. Of course, if there's any questions, you know, when you're talking to one of us, we'll go through this as much as you need, but we want you to get that experience. So there's no cost to you for this. Again, there's no technology fee, no access fee, all that stuff. So please play around with that at your convenience. I'm going to give you a little short video here of just some of the highlights, but I want to look at just the most relevant features, you know, that are on your website. So here I'm on your website. I'm going to click on the travel safety banner. This is a program that I'm going to discuss in a minute, but as you can see, this landing page is full of great information and resources and pertaining to the latest in health and safety. Well, this is great because this is, you can talk to what's going on right now. I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm going to show you a video on Rue Resorts. So look and see how it says Dream Vacations right front and center there. And then here.
At Rue Hotels and Resorts, we have been focusing on taking care of our clients for over 65 years, always maintaining a strong commitment to quality in our facilities.
Okay, and now we're going to show you the Caribbean and Mexico, because these are big, you know, this is where everybody's going now. Cruising definitely just started this past 2 weekends ago, but Caribbean and Mexico is still a big hot spot. So you can scroll down and easily read what's going on here. This is Mexico. Now I'm going to take a closer look at the videos. So you go to videos, resorts. I'm going to show you sandals videos. So see right there where it says share this video. You could put this right on Facebook. Again, this is easy. It makes you look so professional. Here we go, guys. This is a villa. So take a look. Don't leave your desk. Okay. So this is the Chairman's Collection. Look at this view collection. Now, these are expensive, but I want you to see what I'm talking about. So the one I'm going to show you right now is this Dominican Republic. So look, it's almost 5,000 a night, but there's 14 bedrooms. So it can sleep up to 28 people. Look at this. You'd be in your own little bubble. You'd have your own private beach. Just look at that. This is great for family reunions. How fabulous is that? And then see, it goes right back to you. So right here, what I'm showing you is where they're going to ask for information, and that's going to have, your information on there. Anyway, so now you understand why I love villas, and that is definitely on my bucket list. All righty. So this is a screenshot of what we call our back office, and that's called cruise control, my cruise control. So this is an illustration of our comprehensive booking system. So you're in the driver's seat, we say, with your business, because you can access all these easy to do things. This is telling you what you have to do today, your to-do queues. This is giving you, all the different activities that are going. This is going to tell you, and there's many screens here, but this is telling you what your revenue is. This can tell you by vendor what you're doing. So obviously you can go deeper into the weeds here, and it's going to give you a lot more of a breakdown. But if you just want at a glance, that's what this page is, at a glance. This is going to be what you have to do today. If somebody calls and they're a past passenger, you put their name in here, it brings it right up for you. But this is like it says here, you're going to access information all from this one place. So then as you begin the shopping journey with your customers and understand their needs and what they want to do, this is going to serve up the best deals based on what they've just told you they want. So as you can see, there's 4 different cruise lines here. It does do up to 6 if you wanted it to. But if somebody called and said, I want to go on the Norwegian Sky on this date, this would absolutely bring it up. But listen, there's a big difference between a travel advisor and an order taker. So yes, I've been in sales my whole life, but I can get my little sales head on for 1 minute. And just if I can leave you with something about being a travel advisor, you don't just want to be an order taker. They're using you because you're giving them advice. You're advising them. You're going to say to them, yes, I can give you this rate for the Norwegian Sky, but I just did a quick search here, and basically for about the same dates, because sometimes people are, don't have to go the exact date, but in that time area, time zone, time, what I mean, the time that they want to go. This will give them different rates and different options so that you're not just taking an order. You're saying, yeah, I can definitely book you on the Norwegian Sky, but let me show you, these are similar type ships. They're both about the same size. They're all the same size, that kind of stuff. And listen, they might still say, okay, that's great, but I want the Norwegian Sky, and that's fine. But then you're at least giving them options, and you're giving your value of why did they just not book online? Why did they call you so that you could look? I wish I could scroll down here, but I can't. It's a screenshot. But what I love to just mention on this page is that I always tell people you really don't even need a calculator in sight when you're talking to someone, because a lot of times people say to me, I'm a little nervous because I'm afraid I'm going to maybe misquote the price, or I'm going to tell them the wrong date their payment is due, or things like that. And I mean, I get it, but you don't have to worry about this because the computer does all that for you. You are literally going to just be reading and scrolling down. This is how much it costs with travel insurance. Well, what if I don't want it? I don't think they'll ever say that anymore, but if they do, this is what that costs. This is with taxes. This is per person. This is for passenger 1, for 2. And if you kept scrolling down, it would tell you this is when the payments due, and it's going to tell you those dates. So you're literally just reading it to your clients. So that does make you feel a little bit more comfortable and confident that you're not going to give information that's not correct, because you're going to be reading what the computer's telling you. All right. So you might need your bifocals on this one, but this is the confirmation email that goes out, and they're triggered emails that go out on your behalf. Again, you're not sitting there doing any of this, but I just like to show you this because they're obviously they're personal. Your name's up here again. They're personalized to the person who just booked. It's explaining everything that they did just book. It's giving your contact information down here. But these come out at different intervals. So like this might be one that comes and it talks about shore excursions, and someone might click on there and say, oh, I didn't even know I could book shore excursions. And oh, they're 20% cheaper than through the cruise lines. Oh, wow. The same vendors. Wow. I didn't know that. So they're going to look on there and book, and then you get commission on there. This might be the next one they get, and this says, travel insurance. Oh, I didn't get travel insurance. Why do I even need it? This is going to explain it. This is going to say, what do I need to do before I go? what stuff haven't I done? Like say here, there's only 2 things checked. Here, the next one they've done a lot of the stuff already. But these are things that they're going to ask you. What do I pack? What do I need? What visa do I need? What do I, all the questions, and that's your job. But just think if some of that stuff they could read right on these automated emails that are beautifully done. Again, you're not sitting there typing all this out. So this is very professional automated technology. This is this cruise fare watch, which we love. This is where the price goes up or down, you're alerted. So how nice would that to be to call somebody and say, hey, I've been looking at your sailing on the Ovation of the Seas, and I noticed that since we haven't paid final payment yet, that price has gone down $700. Well, you don't think that person's going to be jumping for joy and telling everybody they know how their travel advisor called them and told them that they're saving money? And this too, this one went up. But listen, that's another time that you can call me and say, Lynda, I was watching that, and I'm so glad we booked the Norwegian Sky that day because that's already gone up $60. And you don't think I'm going to sit here feeling just so happy that I used you as a travel advisor? Of course I am. So this is wonderful. You can tell people we have this automated system that does this for you. And again, as long as they haven't made their final payment, we're going to keep an eye on their vacations and get them the best deal. This is another great program we have called our Travel Planner. And this is an app that makes it really simple to create these beautiful itineraries and quotes in minutes. It saves you time. It's really impressive to your clients. It's just like basically, how you used to go on vacation and print out all the things and take them in a big folder of what you were doing every day. Well, obviously that was a little while ago, but now, you don't have to do any of that. As long as you download everything before you go. So in case you don't have internet, you still have it. You can look every day. You just scroll down. It's going to tell you what you're doing. It's a free app. You just go to any, Apple phone or Android phone and you get this app. But we have it tailored so that this would be your picture as a travel advisor. There'd be your phone number, contact information. I could call you if I was on a trip and I had questions. But these are beautiful. It's just a more hip way to, not just hip, but convenient. You're not carrying around all this stuff. You can print out right from your phone. You can print this out and you could have all those beautifully done color pictures, on paper, but so many people now, not just generation millennials and all that, but listen, I'm not a millennial and I still like this better. I don't want to carry all that stuff with me anymore. Okay. So we've got great support. We've got, you're never supported here. You've got humans. You're not talking to a Alexa or anything. We have tech support. We have support every day except Sundays for tech support. But we have a business development manager that you're going to get right when you start. You're going to be your new best friend because they're going to be working with you very intensely, and they have weekly calls that you can plug into, and they'll tell you that, they know the questions that you ask at the beginning, especially. If you can't listen to the live one, they record them. You can watch them then. We have different departments for groups. If any group is 8 or more cabins or 8 or more hotel rooms or 8 or more anything rooms, you can call a special group department and they're going to help you negotiate the contract. They're going to help you make a group page so your clients can book right on your website into a group. I mean, they really hold your hand a lot more during the groups part because it's not hard. It's just different than an individual booking. And some people were a little intimidated by that, but that business is so good and you make so much more money, more faster, quicker. So we want to help you with that. So then we started, that was one of the things that came from the advisory board. People wanted some more help with groups. So we jumped on it and we have this group concierge department now. And well, we've had it for a few years now, but it's been very helpful. People love it. And they can help you get money to help promote your group sailing. But the business development manager is just going to be there to support your business growth. Their whole job really is to help you get business and tell you how to do it. So you're going to love that. So become part of the family. So we talked about this down here as our week-long conference. So this year, November 13th, we're going on the Celebrity Epic. We have over 1,000 agents that go every single year. It's sold out. There still is space now, but it is really getting sold out. It's because especially last year we couldn't go. So we're chomping at the bit to go this year, but you do have to pay to go, but it's subsidized. It's not as much as it would be to go on a regular, just booking it online. And there's so many extra goodies you get, and you get to network with everybody. You're meeting senior level executives from all the vendors, not just cruise, but all the vendors come and spend the week with us. I mean, listen, normally if you were a brand new agent, let's say, and you were wanting to meet the vice president of a cruise line, you would never get that audience because you didn't have any production to really warrant their time. I mean, there's not really a nice way to say that, but that's the answer. Where else can you go without being with us, with Dream Vacations, that you go to a conference and you have the whole week to listen to their seminars, that breakout sessions. There's a trade show that you can set up time to talk with them. And everything in this business is relationships. This is where you want to know to go if you have a problem or you need help with something. You want to know these kind of level people, and then you just network with each other. You're going to be able to talk to each other about what's worked for each other. This is one of our pictures of our summits and regional trainings. We have these about 5 times a year all over the United States. They are starting up again this month. We're starting one up in Fort Lauderdale, our first in live one since COVID. And we're scheduling them throughout the year in different cities. They're always different cities, but we spread them all out throughout the United States. Those are no cost to go to. You'll get extra training there. Zoom, hopefully this will go a little bit into the dust. I think we'll still be there for some things. I know that, the BDM, business development managers, still will probably use this because they have those weekly meetings with you, but, it won't be as prevalent as it is now. But we have all these wonderful trainings that you'll be able to take advantage of and go to on-site places. We hear where you need to have training on, and we take you there. So that's the fun part. This travel safety program I just wanted to touch on, but this really is an incredible resource to set you up for success. And it really provides your customers with confidence to work with you, because listen, there was a lot of stuff to learn about. What do I need to do before I fly somewhere? Well, who still needs masks? What kind of vaccine when do I need to have that? All that kind of stuff. If you take this class, and there's no cost to do this, we're the only travel company that has this. You take this class, and then you can put that little banner like this on your website. And listen, I might be on your website and think, well, I don't even know what that is, but I'd click on there and it would explain to me that you have taken extra courses and continuing education so that you know more than the average travel advisor out there. You've taken extra, it's a good PR thing. We've heard of agents that have gotten press in their local papers and on radio TV, radio shows locally that talk about how they're a travel safety program expert. So it's just another cool thing that's exclusive to us that we've really proud of. So this is what training looks like. Again, well, this always cracks me up because I didn't ever know what a foam party was. I still never have been to a foam party, but I think that sounds like a fun thing to do. I love that picture. We do so many costume parties and fun things. I mean, so these are all different things that we are constantly going to keep on doing and keep offering to you guys, because training never stops. I keep saying, I've been around over 30 years and I've traveled extensively, but there are definitely places I haven't been and I want to still learn about. So you're always going to learn at these different summits and things that we've done that people, for example, one of the things people said, I don't know enough about river cruising, and that's a very big deal in Europe, and that's a very high-end sale, and you would make good money on that, good commissions. But people were a little intimidated because they didn't know how to talk to their clients about it because they'd never been. So we heard them loud and clear. We booked a river cruise in Europe, and people went, and they only hold like 90 people. But not only did they learn about the river cruise that they were on, but the other reps from the other river cruises came on board and did presentations on their river cruises. And people came back, and we saw those sales skyrocket. And people said they were confident. They were not embarrassed, but not cautious about how to book it. They knew how to book it. So that's just an example of something that we listen to where you want to go, and we try to work that into the schedule. Okay, so this I want to just mention. This we have won the last 2 years in a row, and this is the top franchise in the travel and hospitality category. This is a big deal because this is not just us telling you what awards we've won or us asking the franchisees these questions. This is an outside company, this Franchise Business Review, that asks questions, and they're like 80 something questions. It's not just a few questions about all the different things about their franchise. And we have won in the travel and hospitality category 2 years in a row. So of course, we're very proud of that and we're bragging about it. Okay, see the possibilities. So it is $10,500 to buy a franchise. As of now, and these things can change, but right now we are offering to everybody a 10% promotional discount. So it's $94.50. If we have any military, like I told you earlier, you always will get 30% off, $73.50. If we have anybody that's called a community hero, and a community hero would be a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, someone that volunteers at the food bank or in their community, or a little league coach. Let's say you're a coach. You have to send us an email that says you do this with some proof. But, like, for example, the reason we do this is like a coach is out in their community. Everyone already knows them and likes them. They're involved in their community. And we know that these kind of people do very well in this because people already know you and want to go travel with you, or they trust you to do things with them. So we just know that it's good for that kind of community hero. And the whole doctor, nurse kind of thing. Well, I don't even have to tell you why they're community heroes, right? So if you let us know that, you can get this 20% discount at $8,400. You can get started for as little as $3,500 down. That's if you finance with us. So please ask your franchise development manager to explain that to you, because this, again, isn't to get in the weeds with that, but at least you can know that you can do $3,500 with an approved loan application. So ask us about that. If we have any travel agents on the call or watching Facebook Live right now, we definitely want to say that we are interested in talking to you. And if there's different levels of what you've sold, we'll talk to you individually about that. But you can get them a franchise for a lot less, up to 95% less. And that's obviously because you're bringing a book of business with you. So please let us know if you are falling into that category. We do have a couple signing promotions. This isn't a one to talk about any fees we have, and we really only have one fee, an administrative service fee. So I just want to tell you, so you don't leave this webinar saying, well, they must be really high because Lynda didn't talk about them. They're not. The most you'll ever pay a month is $150. That's the most it will ever be. And that, you guys, includes everything. That's all your websites, all the stuff we've just talked about this past 45 minutes. Everything I've talked about is included in that admin fee. We are having this wonderful promotion right now where you get 15 months, a year and 3 months free. You don't even have to worry about that. Or you can get the Surface Pro tablet, and everybody kind of giggles when I say that. I mean, obviously, if you don't have a tablet, that's a wonderful thing because you can do your business on that. If you pick that, you would just get 3 months of those admin fees waived. But we'll go through those again with you. But just so you kind of hear them, those are the two incentives going on now. So we do say it's the perfect package. You're going to get all these things in the one-time fee. So I won't read all those, but everything that you see in those bubbles, you're going to get. There's a 5-year agreement. There's no renewal fee after that. Everything we talked about is all included in this perfect little package we talk about. We do have different testimonials. These are also on the website, but I just like to look at these, supportive, friendly, eager to help from headquarters. Technology is constantly updated and improved. This is from a military person where he transitioned from the military to a business owner and he wanted to do something from home. And again, remember 33% of our network is veterans, and we have that contest going on now. So ask us about that. This talks about how all the different aspects are, you're supported, your business is supported, everything's covered, you have all the tools you need. We chose Dream Vacations because of the websites and tech support. You get all the support from senior management. So what the process is, real quickly, is you're going to get this candidate profile after the webinar today, or you can click in the chat box now and get it. This is just a handful of questions, but once we get this, we look at your location. Nobody gets an exclusive location, but we do want to make sure that you're, not on the same street as somebody else, or that the population, we have a mapping system that not only shows us where you would be, but it tells us the average the average income, the population. It tells us many things, but then we determine if it's an approved location. That usually happens within 24 hours. Then we'll send you an email that says your location is approved. You'll get an electronic version of our franchise disclosure document. So if anyone's looking at franchises, this is about 200 pages. So don't press that print button. You don't need to print it, but you get that email. The first thing that we ask you to do is to scroll to the bottom of that email and click on the receipt. And just understand that just means you got that document. That doesn't mean you've read it yet. That just means we have to log in. It's very regulated, this industry. And we have to log in the date that you received the document. That's the only reason we're asking you to do that. You could change your mind and say, this isn't for me, and that's fine. You're not signing a contract. You're just signing a receipt of a document. Then you have a minimum of 2 weeks to read through it, to have as many calls with your franchise development manager as you need. We'll go through all sample booking, how that would work with the commissions, like I told you. We'll go through all that. Any questions you have, we'll go through that in those 2 weeks. And then anytime after those 2 weeks is when you're eligible to sign. Also, you'll be getting a hard copy in the mail of the sample contract so that you can look at it and see if you have any questions. And then should you decide to move forward, we do it all electronically with DocuSign. If you're familiar with that, it's very quick to do it because you've already seen the contract in a hard copy. You get some sample marketing pieces to look at. You'll like to see that. I think you get some little goodies, luggage tags or something they send in there. So, you know, that's just part of the process. So that's kind of what you have to look forward to. I'm going to turn my webinar back on, and I mean, not my webinar, my video. Well, it's not, there we go. All righty, so I'm going to just end the video now, but we want to thank you so much for joining FaceTime Live. This was fun, my first time doing this, but we will absolutely be following up with you tomorrow, next couple of days, the people that were on this webinar, and see if you have any questions. And for you Facebook people out there that haven't registered with us individually yet, just reach out. We will absolutely love to walk through this process with you. All righty, so thanks so much, everybody. Bye-bye.